Shalom, shalom. Giving our praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Arakakwadash, giving double honors to all the elders and the apostle of Great Millstone. Salutes to all the 144,000 elect out there. Ara coming back at you with another lesson. Job 33 and 14. We're going to get straight into it. For God speaketh once, yea, twice, yet man perceive it not. In a dream, in the visions of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from men. Right, man, yeah, dreams and visions. That's we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that in this video today. In a dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon their bed, dreams and in visions. Yes, that's how the prophets used to, go forward with their prophecies. And there's words we're going to get into, Abaratazar. It's straightforward and make it plain upon tables. First of all, we're going to get into the word there as it speaks about it here. Dreams in a vision. Vision, the word vision. We hear it all the time, don't we, Akim? Right? Thinking about, so vision, when you just tap it in there, in the Google. Thinking about or planning the future with imagination or wisdom. Right? Imaginative, creative, inventive, insightful, and others. A person with original ideas about what the future will or could be like. And there's a reason why I'm talking about visions today. Relating one of my visions, I'm going to do the best to try and relate one of my visions. Straightforward. It was a very, I remember it. Let me just say I remember it freshly. So I'm going to relate that vision in this video. So what is it? With a strong vision of the future? What does it mean if someone is a visionary? A visionary is someone with a strong vision of the future. Since such visions ain't always accurate, a visionary ideas may either work brilliantly or fall miserably. So we have visions, man, and sometimes we know they're from the Most High, and sometimes we just we just dash them away because they're folly. You can't make heads or tails if they don't make sense. You can't see any kind of reason or method to the madness. Even if they're sometimes off the chart or out of the box, some of the visions they still are. They're still from the Most High. It's just for you to interpret them. But some ain't. Some are from the right hand side, and then you got some from the just folly, what you may have done in your life, or just stupid. In art, they call it abstract. A paint with no meaning to it. They call it abstract. But even so, visionary is usually a positive word. Even so, visionary is usually a positive word. Goes on Martin Luther King. He was working. He was juiced in. So this MK Martin Luther King Jr., for instance, was a visionary in his hope and ideas for a just society. Count that out. Count that out. We're going to dash where we're going to yam the meat. We're going to dash where the bones. So what is it now? What is another word for a visionary person? Because one of that famous now Martin Luther King, that famous speech what he done, was that where have he done it? Where did he do that speech, man? Was it on the come on, come back to me. If it comes back to me, it comes back to me. But the famous speech he done was written to him by the Amalekite them. You know what I mean? I think it was Matter of fact, where did he do that flipping famous speech? Let's just check that out now. Where did he do his famous speech? The Lincoln Memorial on August 28, 1963, some 100 years after the President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation freeing the slaves, the so-called emancipation, which was just a transformation, one ownership to another, so-called emancipation, freeing the slaves. We know all about it. And a young man named Martin Luther King climbed the marble steps of the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., that's it, to describe his vision of America. So, right, so we was talking about this. What does it mean if someone is a visionary? And then strong visions. What is another word for a visionary person? Here it is. Seeks a seer, right? Because the prophets were seers. Prophets, seers, prophets, zealots, idealists, dreamers, right? And romantic. So this was a false prophet. Scriptures back this up. He was a false prophet because his dream was written first and foremost by Amalekite. The people them, the smile hat people with the big noses. That's really his famous speech. But he wasn't supposed to come true anyway. We don't want it to come. He ain't gonna come true because it didn't come true, right? Like I say, he was a false prophet. So we wanted to understand and get an idea. Even Google's right about that, right? The prophets were known as seers. Even Google's spot on about that. All right, seers, prophets. Yeah, we can get that much. That much we can say. Agree with. I don't know about the rest of the other word there. So, the faculties or state of being able to see vision. Right now, that was visionary. Now, vision, faculty or state of being able to see, eyesight, sight, powerful of sight. Yeah, because that's the ability that you may have. You may have some people say sixth sense. Well, no, it's the ability to be a seer, to see clearly, ability to see, imagination, creativity, creative power, inventiveness. What is the full meaning of vision? Vision, the sense by which the qualities of an object as color, shape, and size are perceived through a process in which light rays transforming under the snow. Well, that's going into it on a scientific level. So the etymology now talks about vision, something seen in the imagination or in the supernatural. Yeah, you can name a couple of the prophets like Daniel, very very well known visionary, or seer, right? Daniel, very known seer, prophet. Daniel himself. We can talk about Daniel, right? Present supernatural, and he had those supernatural visions. Daniel, John the Revelator had visions while he was on the Isle of Patmos. We talk about Moses. When Yahushua spoke to him, that was face to face, and he said to him, if he was talking to Miriam, when she started to try and undermine Moses, said if it was another prophet, I would have spoke to him by visions and dreams, but not Moses, my prophet. That's in Exodus 33. I speak to him face to face, which was just meant that he had a closer relationship with him. Like which he wasn't literally face to face because no man can see him and die, but he did see his back. He allowed him to see his back, which was close enough and lived. And it just gave the idea that he was close to how the Most High felt about Moses. But yeah, we're gonna get into that in the scriptures. Abarazar, supernatural. He had supernatural power. To be a visionary is a spiritual power. A seer is a form of spiritual power. Let me say it like that. It's a form of spiritual power from a supernatural, as it says there, from the supernatural, insight, presence, sight, look, appearance, dream, supernatural sight, sight beyond sight. One of the what is it what is it there's one of these guys, Lionel, that's it, the Thundercats, Lionel. He had the ability, he had that sight beyond sight. I did a video about it a couple years ago now. He had the ability, and he said it when he was going into his he had that powerful sword, and he said, "Give me the ability to have sight beyond sight, supernatural sight, supernatural sight." That's what it is. It's sight beyond sight from the supernatural, act of seeing, sight, things seen, right, of times past, and we looked at things being able to make to come to reality too. Participle steam, so that's the meaning sense of sight is statesman, like foresight, being able to visualize into the future, visionary. One more here, give an example. This might put things in a bit more perspective when you look at it from a day-to-day perspective. A visionary, right, give example, because you know what, you got so-called visionaries or inventors, which that come from the Most High as well. He uses inventors to put things in motion. Some of those Mickey Tesla, he used them. Leonardo da Vinci, you know, a lot of these former inventors, which a lot of them are Jake. I've done a video on that also. Jake is a form of all things where they stole things from us while we was in slavery and patented it and plagiarized it and put their own name upon it and said it was theirs. Those men, which everybody's in a part of this movie, playing their position. So you got inventors too, which are visionaries. It says it. Let me read on. Let me just read this. Steve Jobs was a pioneer in technology. You got left-hand side visionaries too, which the Most High uses them. They're his sword. Talks about that in Psalms 13, or it might be Psalms 17 and 13. Either Psalms 13 and 17 or Psalms 13 and 17. But yeah, they're his sword. They uses them on the left-hand side. The soothsayers, his magicians. They still play their part of the movie. They're spiritual on the left-hand side. He's the Most High side. Steve Jobs was a pioneer in technology, both inspiring and innovative. Steve Jobs worked with driving passion to revolutionize the digital world, known for his think outside the box mindset. Yeah, the neuron and the forum, the technology today, which we see in our phones, in our computers, laptops, tabletops, computers, whatever they else may see, your personal PCs, inventions, what the visionaries, the Most High gave them in visions to create them for his purpose. We know we're using it today to do these videos, to forward this pioneer work, to pioneer this work, the preaching, the ministry. So they think that they're using it for their purpose. The left-hand side, the right-hand side, the prophets are using it for his purpose. We use the world, well, not to the full, but we do use what we can use in the world to forward this, and that's scriptural too. Steve Jobs gave a whole generation of people something to inspire to. So you know that's what you got these pet talks or TED talks or whatever you call them. These what's that guy Bill Gates? Um, he played his part as well with the micro. I'm not I'm not techie minded, but you know what I'm trying to say. The most I used him too with to revolutionize, along with others, many others too. Some of them are falling to pieces now because the most like once he uses you, he has no more use for you, right? So to revolutionize the digital world. Oh, Microsoft, that's it. Bill Gates, Microsoft. So there's a lot of others too. But the point is, right? Yeah, we're talking about visions, visionaries. This is the example. We started with it. Let's look at it again. Job 33 and 14. For God spoke once, yes, twice, yet man perceive it not. Yeah. Um, maybe I was inspired to do this video by um, GMS Boston on the streets. He done a video, one of the videos on how they're strategically placing these former camps um, around certain cities over there in America and wherever else the case may be. Check out the video to get a better understanding. Yeah, they're placing this strategically placing these FEMA camps around, and I had this dream. Let me look into this a bit. So, in a dream in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumberings upon the bed, then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. Right, man, we're going to look into some of these words. First of all, let's just check this one out. 16, the word instructions. And we're going to talk about my dream, but let's hear it. Discipline, correction. Right, yeah, man. Correction. And that vision I had last night gave me I had no idea I was going to do a video on this. I had other plans, but I was instructed through the vision to go in this direction. And we're going to talk about my vision. So, yeah, they're strategically placing these swimmer camps around and having these, you call these people from other countries, refugees or whatever the case may be, and having them in these FEMA camps. And I had this vision now, my one, similar to what the brother did on the video, GMS Boston. They're strategically placing these FEMA camps around. I was outside this FEMA camp, and it looked like an office, and I was outside there, and I was just snooping around with curiosity. Then the spirit jumped on me to get out my phone and start filming, and I saw these refugees looking people. A lot of them were black, you know, whether they were Jake or not, but they were black skinned, dark skinned people. They looked like Ham. They definitely looked like Ham. They were too dark to just be Jake on average. We know Jake is all up in all there's remnants everywhere, but these were predominantly these look like predominantly refugees, all up in this building, all in the place, and you can see that they said, and it's almost like when I was filming, I started to film, I said, I wonder if they're going to try and stop me like in the video. The brother was going into it in the video. A man was filming outside the FEMA camp, or this what looked like hotels. They look like really middle class hotels, and they're using them as FEMA camps. And the man started filming, and they said to him, "Don't." And the bodyguard came out, the security guard came out and said, "We don't want you doing that." And he said, "You ain't got no right to tell me this is a public place. You can't tell me to stop filming. You better be careful. I don't thump you down." He said words to that effect. So I was wondering if they're going to come out and try and stop me from filming, because I started to film, and it's almost like I was invisible. I kid you not. It's almost like I started filming, and it's almost like I was invisible, and then I started to discern that no one ain't saying nothing to me. I ended up walking inside, all up in there, inside the building, walking all up in there with my camera filming, and there were office looking places, I looked in the office, what would have been an office. There was beds in the office. You have to pick sense from nonsense with this one, but then perhaps there's a method to the madness. There were beds in offices, beds all crammed up in places. You had you know, what looked like in the video, telling people you must fill in this form. You got to, everybody was sitting down and filling in forms in a big queue. What looked to be ham. So was it FEMA camps? I believe so. And they had to fill in forms. They had to be registered, and there was beds everywhere. It was like buildings, and there was more than one I went to. There was a couple around the place. It's almost as if I had an instruction, the word there, to go around and make videos on doing on these FEMA camps, what they're doing around the world. And there's scriptures on that too in Revelation 2 and 10. You know, it talks about, it goes into that. Some will have to go into prison 10 days, you know, which is a complete number, you know, to serve out their sentence, you know, being, and also other precepts about being fed to idols, you know, being fed food to idols or something to that effect, or being idle, other precepts. I may do a video on that tomorrow, but I'm focusing on my vision, what I did have. And I was in other places, and there's almost, there was some kind of spiritual power taking place. Like I was able to go around and film, and without anybody saying anything to me, that was my. It seemed as though that was my mission, to go and film and make it um, make it a record, make it a record, put it in the record that there's FEMA camps now. With what we said is coming to pass, you can't debate it. It's not debatable. There are now FEMA camps, and I was told to do a video on it in the spirit, so that no one could debate it or no one could scoff it. So for God speaketh once, yet twice, and yet man perceive it not, in a dream, in the vision of the night. So we looked at the word instruction. Now we're going to get into some of this in Job 33 and 15. Two words, dreams and vision. In a dream. H2472. Dream. You looked at it already in the Google. Prophetic meaning. Dream with prophetic meaning. Dream ordinary. So you got ordinary dreams, like I say, abstract. I'm just gonna call them ones that abstract, that don't make no sense. They just paint a picture, but they don't really, you can't make sense of them. So that would be an ordinary dream, abstract. And then you got dreams with prophetic meaning, which have meaning. You can foresee them in the future and make sense of them. They're from the right hand side, and you could, like I'm doing now, put in a video, bringing out precepts to back up what I'm saying. We're going to bring out precepts, how the prophets used to be. Also, we mentioned Moses already. We mentioned Daniel. We mentioned John the Revelator. Many others too. You know, that had dreams. We're going to get into some of that. Dream with prophetic meaning. So these are the dreams with meaning, right? These are the dreams with meaning. How you pronounce it? Chalwam. And there's it in the written form there in the Hebrew. I got a problem with writing in English, so I got to take it step by step, let alone getting in. Which the Most High, the Spirit, can do anything. If the Most High said, Yahushua said, if the prophets didn't speak, loosely paraphrasing, the stones will cry. It can rise up stones. So I'm not going to put it past myself, even though I'm not the most academic person. I'm still going to challenge and put an effort in to looking into the Hebrew and the writing. It looks like, when I look at the Hebrew, the writing, it looks a little bit like the Muslim writing. It looks a little bit like that Amharic and Ethiopian writing, because I looked into that a little bit too when I was in Jehovah's Witness. The Amharic writing, it looks similar to that. That's the only way I can describe it. And the other one there, what the Muslims, I can't remember what they call it. what the Muslims them use, but the Amharic for sure, and the other one, Abu Razar, I remember him in another video. How they, what the Muslims call their language in the writing. It might come back to me though. But brothers, I know you know that. You brothers know what I'm saying. You know exactly what I'm saying. So you got the Amharic and you got the Hebrew. They look very similar. And the Muslim one, Abu Razar, I remember. That's how you describe it. Uh, you know what? I want to see if I can do. I want to see if I can. What is that language they call? What is the language? I might just type it in Google of the What is the Muslim? Let me see if I find it. What is the Muslim language? Tell you what. Let me cut a long story short here. What is the language that the Muslims speak?
The first two are Hindi and Arabic. I have 13 answers in total.
There you go. Arabic. Arabic. Yeah. So it's very similar writing to that. Muslims are people who are dear to Islam and they speak Arabic. That's the word. That's the word I was trying to remember. It reminds me of Arabic writing a little bit. Got certain like we just looks kind of like all kind of. I can't make sense of it right now. But like I say, most I put the spirit on me to do it. I'll get it. You got brothers that they just get into it. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom. I got my prayers. And I ain't forgot them. I got them in my mind, and I can quote them, and I can quote the meaning. I apply my mind to it. You never know what you can do. You know, maybe the power and the spirit of the Rock Aquadash. So it reminds me of Amharic and the way it looks Amharic and I forgot already. Arabic. Arabic. That's what it reminds me of their writing. Arabic. So that's some of the language that they speak there. Arabic. Let's get back on point. That's dreams. So you got abstract dreams and you got ordinary dreams. Dreams with prophetic meaning. This dream, I was outside this FEMA camp, what looked like, and people were registering, and I saw there was a whole heap of people crowd, and I was able to go in and walk through, and nobody said a word to me. It was a vision, fresh off the press, fresh in my mind. That's how I'm relating it now. In a vision. H23 and 84. And I knew we was near the end, man. Let me just say that I knew we was near the end. And there's been a whole heap of others. Some of the other dreams I can relate. Maybe perhaps in another video, I'm going to focus on talking about my vision and the meaning of vision here. Vision in state, vision in the static state, a static state, a static state. Get the spin right. Alright, bear with me. I'm learning. I'm learning this tech here. Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Meaning is ESCTAT. ESCTATI. Static meaning. What is this? Extensions of the location of a duck. I know, but what is this? No. What does static mean? medically. Delusion or distension of a tubular structure, but usually the latter is static. See if I can get to the bottom of this. Distension or delusion of a duct. Am I reading right here? ESTECT is static. Yeah. Okay. Let me see something. You know, you got that curious spirit. You want to know what's going on with this thing, you know. See if I can get to the bottom of this, man. Okay. Stevia. Vocabulary. Okay, it just gave me there. Just gave me there. I saw it. State of being stretched beyond normal dimensions. That helped. If that helped anybody out there, I hope it did. But Valley of Vision, perhaps Jerusalem. Vision in the night. There you go. Vision in the night. Vision oracle. Enough said on that oracle, right? To us has been given the oracles. That's in Romans 3. What advantage is it that we have? We're the ones giving the oracles. Oracles meaning truth, right? Which are prophecies revealed now down to us. Truth being revealed down to us. That's all I need, man. Yeah, man. That's all I need. Abarat Azar. And I broke down my vision. We're in the time now. The FEMA camps are already there, placed strategically in position. Check out the brother's video. GMS Boston on the streets. The title of the video is FEMA camps are placed strategically, being put strategically in place. Something to that effect is the title of the video. But yeah, in certain places in America, states in America, they've got hotels, and there was a man also related his story. Some far out country, he said he was given a whole load of money with his bed and breakfast to be able to lease out his bed and breakfast or rent out his bed and breakfast to the government. He's gonna, if you watch the video, you're gonna see what I'm trying to say. And he was given a whole load of money, and there was a whole heap of transactions taking place, parcels delivered to the refugees, and he said his conscience kept bothering him, and he had to look inside one of the parcels, and he said these were heavy artillery, heavy gun weaponry. And he said, for the life of me, he spoke to one of his mates, and his mate said, you can't do this. His conscience wouldn't allow him to pass the parcels on. So I had this is a similar vision to what I had. But some of these guys were big looking dudes. They looked like ham, but these were big looking dudes. And at the end of the video, I knew that spiritual power was on the way. I just knew. Like I say, I was invisible going through this place, taking notes, spiritual or mental notes of what is taking place, prophecies being unfolded. So it's already been, like I say, the places are ready strategically put in place. FEMA camps and refugees are being placed there, and there's a whole load of offices as well, office buildings with beds in being converted into bedrooms and big rooms and FEMA camps. That's the best way I can break it down. So in a dream, Job 33 and 15, in a dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, he in slumberings. I had no idea I was going to be doing a video on this, because it was last night. I had other plans to do a video, right? But in the slumberings upon the bed, I woke up with another idea. Then he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. That was my instruction. And I'm going in. Now we're just going to hit a couple of precepts there to back up my point here. Genesis 46 and 2 says, and God spoke unto Israel in the visions. In the visions. And we just looked at the word there. Looked at the meaning of the word. You got the abstract visions and you got visions, prophecies. Visions with meaning. Visions that make sense. Prophecies. Seers have visions. Yeah? And God spoke to Israel in visions of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here I am. And he said, I am God, the God of your father, for not to go down unto Egypt. Yeah, see? A vision can send you in a total opposite direction. Change your total plans, as we just looked at the word instruction. Change your plans, change where you live, where you intended to live. You might, as it's saying here, and he said, I am God, the God of your father. Fear not to go down unto Egypt. Fear not. Fear not to go down to Egypt, for I will there make of thee a great nation. Yeah, in other words, let me say it right. Go down to Egypt and fear not to go down to Egypt. So go there, dwell there. That's where you go and dwell. I will go down with thee unto Egypt, and I will also surely bring thee up again. And Joseph, Yosef in the Hebrew, shall put his hand upon thine eyes. So we know Joseph also was known as a dreamer. He had many visions and dreams. Oh, I forgot to mention him too. There's a whole list of if you want to call them seers, prophets. You had Moses. You had which the most I spoke to him face to face, but also you had which we know we had others too, like Yahusat. We had visions. Daniel, well known. John the Revelator. Yeah, shall put his hands upon thine eyes, and Jacob rose up from Bathsheba, and the sons of Israel carried Jacob their father, and their little ones and their wives in the wagons which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. So yeah, we're gonna end off here because when you tap in the word here, visions, occurs 79 times, 73 times in the Bible verses. And that's how I came up with all these prophecies, and I mean these precepts, which is so many. We're just bringing out one or two here, backing up the point. Hebrews 1 and 1 says, God, who at sundry times, if I'm pronouncing that right, and in diverse manners spoke in times past unto fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us, some of the prophets, by his Son, whom he have appointed. Right, mention some of the prophets, whom he have appointed, heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. Right? So here it is. God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners. So Moses face to face, other prophets dreams, visions, donkeys, and that's not even an overstatement. It was either Balaam or Balak was told to change direction by means of a donkey. So donkeys or animals, pastimes of fire, angels. Yeah, so these are the diverse manners. In diverse manners. Yeah, in diverse manners. Like I say, I might come back to that word there. But there's another precept I want to bring out. Proverbs 29 and 18 says, Proverbs 29 and 18 says, where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. The word again, visions. We know that you got visions, you got abstract visions, which you can't make sense of them, but you got visions, plannings for the future. that show you which way to go, or change. You can change one way from going to, you can change direction. You could totally change direction. Oh, also I forgot Yausak Joseph. He had visions that he would be a great ruler, and um, the stars will bow down to him, something to that effect. But like I say, he was also one heavy seer. He was given heavy visions. So that is how he was able to become great. The Most High gave Yausak visions, Joseph visions. So the prophets are being used today via visions or in diverse manners. Angels, chariots, animals. We spoke about that. It mentions that in Job 7 or 12. Um, Watch the beast and they shall teach thee. The Most High can use animals too. Or listen to the beast and they shall teach thee. So Proverbs 29 and 18. Where there is no vision, the people perish, but he that keepeth the law, happy is he. Vision. It's a strong, powerful part of our walk. Visions, like I say, occurs 79 times in 73 verses. Visions, powerful part. Where there is no vision, the people perish. We hear that a lot. Let's get back to this and we're going to end it off. Yeah? Hebrews 1 and 1 says, God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spoke in times past to the fathers by the prophets in diverse manners. We mentioned some of those manners. Let's look into it a little bit. Abarazar. Get into these words, man. Right, the word here, in diverse manners, in diverse manners. G4187. Diverse manners. What is this? Diverse manners. Does it break it down a bit? And we kind of know. We kind of know. Compound in many ways. Playing upon tables in many ways. Variously as to method or form in diverse manners. In many ways. Like I say, Most High uses dreams. That's one of the powerful way, one of the powerful manners in which he uses for us to see clearly in the future. Dreams, visions, the animals, the angels, what you see. There's another word, premonitions. Oh, I had a strong premonition not to go down that road today, and then you hear that there was something that when if you would have went down that road, something horrible happened, would have happened. You had a strong premonition to take this route, not to take that route. So prophets were spoken to, right, in many ways. Yeah, that's why you got diverse prophets, all different spirits, man. The Most High use all these different spirits to bring forth this truth. And the prophets are back here today, doing what they do, prophesying around the world, as we know. Right? So we looked at the word diverse manners. I want to see if I see it again in the Hebrew. If I can get an idea how to pronounce it. I'll pronounce this in my mind. Polytroops. I'll give it a go. Polytroops. Polytroopos. Diverse manners. Many ways. Enough said on that, man. We got the gist of that. Abaratazar. It was edifying to the Akim. So we looked at the word visionary. 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 It's seer, prophet, and even on Google on point with that. So a visionary or visions are men who see, or or prophesied. We looked at the word. The Most High has many ways to skin a cat, through visions and dreams, animals, angels. You know, Most High is totally out of the box. But we're just doing what we do, prophesy. So like I say, man, prophecies are coming to pass, man. These FEMA camps are strategically being put in place, strategically. And I went through this in my vision. I went through all of it. There's more than there's quite a few of them. And I was doing videos on it. That was my assignment. That was my instruction. So let's end off. Job 33 and 40 said, "For God speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceive it not in the dream, in the vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men in slumberings and upon the bed, he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions." I want to give our praises to Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, the water to Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, putting the spirit on me once again to do this video. And salutes to all the 144,000 elect out there. We on to the next.